This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by Carly Skelly. Big fight coming up for the Commonwealth title. Second shot at that belt after the draw, of course, with Amy Timlin. We can talk about that in a minute. But this time it's Ellen Simwaka in the opposite corner. How did it come about and what do you know about her?
So it came about when me and Amy were meant to have the rematch in February, and she'd pulled out injured quite last minute. Somebody approached our team about Ellen saying that she was available because I think a fight of hers fell through around the same time. Nothing came of it at that point. And then when we seen Amy was fighting for the European title, then my team and her team organised us for the Commonwealth. So, and about knowing much about it, I don't really, to be honest. I know she's boxed for this title herself maybe a couple of years ago. Other than that, I don't really know much about her.
As you said, Amy Timlin pulled out quite late for the rematch, but then she went on to fight for the European title instead. Did you kind of not sympathise so much, but understand why she might have took that fight? Because you'd have believed you were going to beat her in the rematch. She has lost for the European title now. Potentially more money, bigger fight?
I just felt like it was a fight maybe they thought another option that she could win. I think they knew that they couldn't have got the win against me. I think her team deep down know that I'd won the first fight. I was given a draw, which I didn't agree with. So they thought, you know, what else can we do for her? And they've obviously gone a different route, which didn't work out neither.
Yeah, I mean, did you watch the fight? What did you make of it?
To be honest, I actually fell for Amy watching the fight. It was too big of an ask for her again. And I felt a lot has been put on her maybe by a team. I don't felt like she was maybe protected enough. And I really did sympathise. I really felt for her afterwards. And I do wish her, hope that she's okay and mentally, you know, after a draw, but she knows deep down she wasn't deserved the draw. It should have been a loss and then another loss again. So I sympathise and I hope she's recovering well from it.
I mean, on the flip side of that, is the European title something you'd be interested in if all goes well against Simwaka?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fight. What did you make? Obviously, we know it was a big ask for Timlin, but what did you make of Romero's performance?
I thought she was I thought she boxed well. She was a come forward fighter. So the type of fighter that I would really like to get in with is somebody that comes forward. So I think we'd have a great fight. I think it'd be a really good fight for the fans as well. So fingers crossed, when I get this title next week, it's a fight that we can go for next.
And the Commonwealth title fight, are we going to be able to watch it if we're not there in the venue? Is there a way of watching it?
Yeah, so it is going to be streamed, and I'm not too sure what it's actually on. I'll know probably next week, but Black Flash will be putting it on, whether it's YouTube or a live stream. So yeah, viewers will be able to watch.
So we'll keep an eye on your socials for updates on that.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Just talking about the division in general, what do you see as kind of the big fights, the marquee fights, assuming you do get the title against Simwaka? What's the kind of big fights there for you in the future?
So naturally, I'm not a super bantamweight. I originally come up for this last year to box Amy. And then because we've got the Commonwealth sanction for me and Ellen at super bantam. But in reality, I'm a bantamweight. So I want to be fighting the likes, you know, Shannon Courtney. Obviously, she's just got a loss on the weekend. But, you know, she and Ebony Bridges fighting for the world title, I thought was quite mad, in all fairness. Going to be honest with it. So, but now she's lost that. Then, you know, the likes of Mitchell, I would like to come back down to my natural weight and be fighting for these world opportunities.
And what about Bridges as well? I mean, obviously, it's not the winner of the fight with Courtney, it'd be the loser, but she's just fought Beck Conley. You'd be a marked step up from that sort of level. She's looking for a road back. You're looking for someone who can bring you more into the public consciousness and the casual fans and stuff. Would that be a fight you'd be interested in as well?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I'd say if she wanted to step up for super bantam, I'm sure it's a title that she'd like to go for. So yeah, it's a brilliant fight for the viewers for that. First defence would be great to fight Ebony Bridges.
Now, I want to ask you about the Shannon Courtney situation. As you mentioned, she's a future fight potentially. What did you make of the issues last week before the fight? Because as a man, I'm not really qualified to talk about it. I've been very kind of reticent to give too much of an opinion on it. But what did you make of it and the reasons for not making weight?
As a woman myself, I've been in the sport for what, maybe like 6 years in total with my amateur career. It's never been an issue. I don't get how it can be an issue. We know our cycles, it's not an excuse. Not at that level. I think it's really unprofessional. Fair
enough. I'll bow to your superior knowledge on the subject. That aside, what did you make of the fight itself? I mean, not Shannon Courtney at her best perhaps, but certainly a very good performance from Jamie Mitchell.
Yeah, I thought Mitchell boxed really well. I liked her style, to be honest. She did do well. And I think when we say it's not Shannon Courtney's best, I think in reality, she's been in with girls that maybe aren't at a higher level. She's had hand-picked opponents. And when she's getting in with girls who are a little bit more developed, she's coming on stuff like we've seen that with Rachel Ball. We've seen it again on the weekend just gone. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what will come for her next. I feel like when she comes in with these tougher opponents, she'll come stuff.
She seemed to be struggling in the fight to change her game plan, her strategy, kind of at the midway point. It was obvious that she wasn't winning the fight, but just kept trying the same stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, would you go along with that? I'm not trying to, do her down, but yeah, it'd be good to get you.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And like I say, she's had fights that have kind of been comfortable for her. So we've seen her when it's not going her way, how she adapts, and she didn't adapt. She struggled to adapt to somebody who was putting it on her, and it was slick. Somebody who moved quite well. She struggled with that. So yeah, I think as she, the fight for a world title against Ebony Bridges, I don't know how that was deserved to be going for a world title, and I do think she'll struggle as she continues.
And if you were to get the Courtney fight, would you want it to be at bantam, or would you consider doing it at super bantam, because you would have a belt? There would be a kind of route back for her from their perspective.
I'd take it at either, to be fair. Ideally, I'd like to be bantam because that's what I am naturally, but I'd more than happily fight her at both. She doesn't know what weight she is herself now, does she? She's kind of in the middle.
Well, yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Wanted to ask you as well how your kids are getting on. One of them's a very promising footballer, I believe.
So my eldest has just signed with Everton.
Yeah.
So he's in the under-15s. So yeah, he's doing well. So fingers crossed he keeps putting the hard work in, and fingers crossed it'll pay off for him.
Well, they need him, don't they? Let's be honest.
What's that?
I said they need him. Let's be honest.
I know. Yeah.
I'm just being salty. I'm a Liverpool fan, but
Well, that's it. My fella and 2 boys are red, but I'm a blue. So I'm absolutely delighted that he's at Everton. So I'm trying to say, just turn.
Well, yeah, maybe if he stays there for a while, you never know. Might poison his mind, I suppose. But yeah. And what last time we spoke, didn't you say one of them was just starting to get into boxing as well? So
my youngest, Thomas, is 9. He enjoys. He likes his footy as well, but he loves the boxing. So he actually done a challenge a couple of months ago now to raise money, and he done 10 rounds every 2 hours for 24 hours. So he was going around gyms all in Liverpool. Literally, we were getting off every 2 hours through the night, just taking him round all gyms. It was like 120 rounds in 24 hours. I think he raised about £1,600. So he's done really well.
That's amazing.
But I think doing that and being around like all the boxing gyms, it gave him a bit of a kick into boxing. So he's
2 years and he'll be carded.
That's it. And do you know what? If he ends up boxing, my fella Paul boxed for Sid years ago when he was young. Then obviously I've gone and boxed. Me eldest Aiden, he's boxed for Sid. So if Thomas joins in, the 4 of us will all box for Sid.
Oh, that's brilliant. Family tradition. I love it. Just before I let you go, just remind people out there of your different social media handles so they can find you and find out how to watch the fight as well.
Yeah, so I usually put me stuff up on Instagram. I think it's Carly Thumper Skelly. Same on Facebook and Twitter. And I'll share the stream, whatever it's going to be on the day, on the 23rd of October.
Great stuff. Really appreciate your time, as always. I'll let you go and do the school run because I know that was the thing. But yeah, really appreciate it. And best of luck, obviously, with the Commonwealth title challenge.
Oh, thanks a lot, Danny.